Hello and welcome back to the Rekt Capital channel, and welcome to today's update on Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at what Bitcoin is doing, where it's going, and what we need to look out for going forward. So this is the Bitcoin Investor Tool, the 2-year moving average multiplier. And of course, the 2-year moving average is 7,200. And the significance of that is that in history, we've seen that this 2-year moving average has been a support after that initial breakout. And that's usually guaranteed further upside for Bitcoin. So according to this indicator, we have left an area of outsized return, and now Bitcoin is going to continue going to the upside. That's at least what the indicator is suggesting to us. But I'd like to move away from this indicator for a moment and look at the actual price action. And today I published an article where I look at Bitcoin's price action, Ethereum's, Litecoin's, Tezos's, and Chainlink's as well. I look at all of those coins in particular one by one on my website. The link to the article is in the description down below, so feel free to check out the article. But for Bitcoin over here, I'm just watching the 7,300 level over here, because if we just drag this across the historical price action for Bitcoin, we'll notice that it has figured as a resistance on a few occasions. So this is the time it figured as a resistance and rejected price. Over here it figured as a support and bounced towards the upside. Over here even we managed to press past above this resistance of 7,300, keep it as a support, and then rally towards the upside. And over here, this was a similar situation where Bitcoin pressed past this level but couldn't pull back and test it as a support, which is what we might be on the verge of experiencing next week, should we see a close above this level this week. So at the moment, Bitcoin is at this resistance, and the thing is, every time we've rejected from this resistance, we've seen a return towards the green box. And this has happened on this occasion upon the rejection from here to the green box, and even over here. Even though we had that slight overextension towards the upside, a pullback and a failed support test, which ultimately led to a breakdown, this also reached this green area, as you can see. So what I'm looking for Bitcoin at this moment, if we're supposed to be bullish on Bitcoin, which is what the indicator that I mentioned earlier is suggesting to us, for Bitcoin to maintain its bullish momentum, it has to weekly close above this level of resistance. And once it does that, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see a moonshot towards the upside. Not necessarily, because there are a few conditions that Bitcoin needs to satisfy before we can see further upside to at least this level over here. And the second step to that is, once we get a weekly close above this level, we need to have a pullback into a support. So this needs to turn into a support, much like it happened over here. But of course, the danger is that if this support test goes wrong, we'll return to the green area once again. So essentially speaking, it's all about the weekly close relative to 7,200, 7,300, and that just means that we might be seeing a fake out past the 7,200 level, which is an important reference point for price. It is the 2-year moving average. So if we see that this is indeed a fake out, then once again we could return towards the area of outsized return. Of course, in the history of this indicator, we've never seen that. So we've never actually seen a return after that initial breakout towards the upside. We haven't seen a return into that area of outsized return. So at this early stage where price is just above the 2-year moving average, we could reasonably assume that this is going to be a fake out. That doesn't necessarily need to be the case, but I want to just make it clear that we can see some wicking past this resistance in the event that this resistance actually does reject price towards lower levels. So essentially speaking, it's all about the weekly close relative to this resistance. If we close below it, a rejection could be on the horizon, and we could see a dip to lower levels as far as this green area over here. And this is what I talk about in the article. This green area is 5,750 to 6,150. That's the demand zone that Bitcoin is doing well in keeping, and this is potentially where we could see a return should we get a strong rejection from this point, like we have in the past as well. But of course, in that article, I talk about many other cryptocurrencies. I talk about Ethereum, Litecoin, Tezos, and Link, and I provide a deep analysis on all of those. And if you'd like to just check out my Bitcoin analysis, which I've done today as well, you can check it out in the article in the description down below as well. But I'd like to talk about altcoins, and altcoins have been doing very well, and this ties in with a tweet that I posted around the end of March. And this is something I was talking about on the channel as well, that we're seeing altcoin dominance have an ascending triangle. It's printing an ascending triangle, and it's pulling back to test this ascending triangle top as a support so as to springboard to higher levels. And fast forward a few weeks, and we even got that. We got that trend continuation on altcoins. It's very positive, and Tezos and Link have been one of the stronger performers as part of this recent bounce, but also Litecoin and Ethereum have done quite well. And having said that, that's just about it for part 1 of my analysis for you guys today, at least on YouTube. Check out the article for part 2 of the analysis. Thank you so much for watching today. Please consider dropping a like, and of course subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak soon.